How's it going right there, eh? It's Denis here from Denis Logie Outdoors. Milling up some more wood for the outdoor kitchen. So right here on the deck I have a 6x6 that's 17 feet long, and that's going to be on the top of my vertical post. I have two of these milled up, and I have one more log right there that's going to be 8x8, which is the vertical post. I'll show you that here in a sec at the kitchen. So I'm hoping to mill up these two more logs, and then I'm going to fit those vertical posts, and I'll show you over at the kitchen. I think I'm going to start getting ready to tear everything apart and haul it up to the cabin site. All right, here, stand by. Okay, so this is what I got going on here. So this week I got this last one milled on both sides. So that's milled flat on the top, and this is what the vertical post is going to look like. So what it is, it's an 8x8 that's notched, and I got a 2-inch overhang, and then right there where that mark is, I'm going to cut that on a slash that match the half dovetails. And up on top it's notched, and that's where that 6x6 that's 17 feet long will sit on, and it'll overhang out this way. So there'll be two of them, one on either side, on the long end, on the 12-foot length. Yeah, so there'll be one on the top here and one over here on the top of this one. So there's going to be 6 of those vertical posts, and then I'm going to mill some spruce. I have to cut down some spruce, black spruce, up at the woodlot, and I'm going to make the rafters, and I think they're going to be 3 or 4 inch wide by 7 inch deep, and it's going to have a 12 by 12 pitch. So obviously I'm running out of space here because everything's getting pretty tight. The chicken's inside. Everything's getting kind of cramped and tight. So what I'm thinking of doing, so here's another 8x8. Here's another 8x8. They're twice the length that I need, and so I'm going to cut those in half. I think they have to be 66 inches long. So there'll be one in the center, one on this end, and then 3 on the other end. And then, like I was saying, I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to cut a 2 inch by 4 inch, like a 2x4, 4 inches long, and I'm going to set them on here, and 2 of them on top of each other, screw one down, maybe glue it, glue the other one on top of that, and then the bottom of this I'll drill and cut out a 4 inch by 4 inch square, so then this can sit right on top of it, and then right in here I can drill it and peg it, put a wooden peg in, and I'll put a wooden peg on the top to hold that 6x6. Yeah, so that's the plan. Like I was saying, this here is a 8x8 that's on the sawhorses right now. It had a little bit of a wow in it, so there's some live edge on that end of it. I think I'll just put that up on the top. Yeah, so this will be cut in half. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting really cramped for space, so I think once I have these 6 vertical columns made up and those 4x4s made up and screwed and glued in, I'm going to dismantle this whole thing, put it on the trailer, and haul it up to the woodlot, so that I can get this out of the way, and then I can put those 17 footers on these pads right here, this wooden blocking, and then I can make those rafters and have them sitting on top of this. At least it's not way up in the air. I haven't measured it yet, but on the inside, from the floor, which is going to be 1 inch on this end straight up. It's just over 6 feet, and then it'll taper up 12 by 12 pitch, which I'll calculate it there after. The peak's probably going to be about 8 feet high. Yeah, so it's turning out all right. Kind of liking the way it's looking. And then on this back end here, this top log's probably going to have to be notched down, cut down, because this is where that stone hearth and fireplace is going to be on the very back. It's going to go right into that floor joist, and this whole thing is going to be a whole base. Right there at the spot where this is sitting, this is all rock, filled in probably 3 to 4 feet deep, all solid rocks and boulders. So then I'll build this all up with concrete or mortar and rocks, and I think I'll make the base with good size round kind of boulders or beach rock, and up to a certain level, and then the top part I think I'm going to mortar in cobblestones. I have a bunch of cobblestones. Maybe I'll show you those here in a sec, but here in St. John, the streets were all lined with cobblestones. They're probably 3 to 4 inches wide and about 8 or 9 inches long, and they're made out of solid granite. So I might incorporate that in there, because I'm thinking I like to try to match the fireplace hearth of the cabin when the cabin's built. Yeah, like I was saying, this here, I want to start building this kitchen so I could practice and learn how to do the joinery before I did the cabin. And I'm glad I did, because I'm actually learning quite a bit. At first I was getting kind of a little fussy on the joints, and obviously this is just a kitchen, but I think it almost looks a little bit better, kind of a little rougher, more rustic looking. And then once all these joints, the gaps in between these logs are all mortared with mortar in chinking, it'll kind of all blend in there. It should look alright. Also in the front, I also have a half log put in the front, so everything's kind of on the same plane. Anyhow, that's what's going on for the outdoor kitchen. Like I said, I'm going to haul this up here hopefully next week and set it up on the base. I think I'm going to pick up some timber lock screws, so that each round when I put in, I'm going to shim it all up and level it and make sure everything's set up nice and square, and then I can screw everything down to hold it in. Yeah, so if you could like, share, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. That's the end there, eh?